What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another LEGO YouTube video. Today we have the 2010 LEGO Grand Emporium, which comes with 2,182 pieces, and I think had an original retail price of around $150, I think, though I could be wrong, but it's a very impressive model, very nostalgic for me. I love all of the details on the front of the box here. There's a lot of detail in this set, and it holds a lot of nostalgia for me. I love the flags and the big shop sign towards the front of the box here. It looks really grand, hence the name Grand Emporium. And then we've also got our parts list at the very top of the box, which is something they used to do a lot with these modular buildings. So taking a look at the back of the box, we can see this definitely has a bit of wear to it, but it doesn't matter, it's sealed, that's all I care about. But on the back of the box, some of the details we are able to see are some of the interior details of this set, which are definitely not the best, but I feel like they're still good considering the time that this set did come out with. We can see vague details of the 3 interior floors. We've also got some minifigures over here, and we're able to see how it was able to connect to some of the other modular buildings released at this time. So now that we've gone ahead and unboxed it, we're able to see all of the bags here. There are about 2,000 pieces here, so there's quite a bit of bags to go through. You do get a tan base plate with this, and there's only 3 bags inside of this, but of note, there are, of course, several of each numbered bag, as this is kind of an old layout where they kind of have one particular bag for each floor, so you have a lot more pieces at the same time, which is kind of frustrating because it takes longer to build it, but I guess it has a little less clutter, but doesn't really. I kind of like what they do with the newer sets now where they have more numbered bags instead of this. But we also get 3 instruction booklets, and I thought it was cool how on the back of them they advertise some of the other LEGO sets from this era, so I thought that was really nice. It kind of reminded me of like flipping through old LEGO magazines, so I really like that Clone Wars back of instruction advertisement too. But let's just go ahead and get started building this. We'll go ahead and start with our first floor here. So here we have our time lapse of me building this set. It's definitely very time consuming because it takes forever to find all of the pieces since you dump them all out at once. There's so many pieces to sort through, but apart from that, I had a lot of fun building this. It does get a little repetitive with some of the first floor details, especially kind of these like corner areas with the dark tan tiles on them, but it was really fun and it offered a unique building experience, so I really liked it a lot. And I think considering that it came out 12 or actually 14 years ago, the details still hold up today. I love the kind of tile work that we had towards the front of the Grand Emporium, and I really like the mannequins too, and there's this cool mailbox and a lamppost too, so it's impressive how a lot of the details still hold up today. It definitely doesn't look perfect, but like considering this is a 14-year-old set, I still think they did a good job. The interior details of the first floor are definitely my favorite out of the set. I love the changing room with the cape pieces acting as curtains. We've got some legs on the shelves for sale. We've got a revolving door, of course, and we've got this really cool escalator, which is probably my favorite part of the interior details in the set. The door is also able to fully function as a revolving door, so I thought that was really fun to build. And then here's 4 of the 5 minifigures included in the set, so the first floor was a lot of fun to build, and let's go ahead and get started on the second floor. And the second floor did not take nearly as long as any of the other floors in this set. This one only took me about an hour to build, whereas the other ones were closer to an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours. This set did take me quite a bit of time to put together, but second floor, really straightforward, really easily, and I thought it was a lot of fun to build, though I feel like the first floor is definitely a lot more fun. I just love adding those sidewalk details, and the interior is a lot better on the first floors. The second floor and the third floor have these big gaps for the escalator, so they're not able to put as much detail into the interiors, which is kind of unfortunate, but I still had a lot of fun putting it together, and it looks really nice too as a finished product here. Some of the distinct details are of course the flags on the outside of this. We've got a small balcony over here too, and I like what they did with the window pieces too. They've got some nice depth to them as well, so I thought that looked really nice. And of course the flags are very simple, but I think they add a lot. The second floor kind of has like fancy plates and cups over here, so this is more of like a nicer end of the department store that we have here. And we of course have the escalator leading to the third floor, and the first floor of course meets the second floor's interior design, so I thought that was cool. The back of the set doesn't really look the best, but it's supposed to be like flush against other modulars, so you can't really see it, so they're not able to put as much detail in that as it's just gonna be covered up, so understandable, but let's go ahead and try and finish up this set. So now we're working on the third floor and the roof, and this was not the funnest part of the set to build, but I think I liked this a lot better than the second floor, as there's more going on the third floor. I like the department a lot better. This is the toy section, so we've got like a bike and a Lego house and some not really basketballs, but like they look like fitness balls, but I think they're supposed to be like a kickball or something like that, but pretty cool. What I especially love with this third floor area is building the roof. It was very reminiscent of Assembly Square because the a Square roof takes inspiration from this set, and I loved building the skylight, and probably one of my favorite parts was the big billboard that you get to build too. That's one of the most distinct parts of this set in my opinion, something I always remember from seeing this set as a kid. And the third floor is very reminiscent to the second floor in terms of exterior details, though it is ever so slightly different. We've got this nice little window washing station too, which I thought was fun. We also got one of those in the new museum. We've got a flower piece kind of detailing the center of the roof, and I love this billboard. It's very simple and definitely a bit dated, but I think it still holds up. The skylight was really fun to put together too. They used some interesting building techniques for that, and you're able to take off each floor too. So here's a closer look at the third floor. We've got a nice chandelier over here, which looks nice, and we've of course got the toys that I was talking about earlier, the bike, and we've got the balls, and we've also got the Lego house over here, so I thought that was fun to put together. We also have the escalator leading up to the third floor, so that was nice to put together as well too. But again, like I was saying earlier, the back side of this modular isn't the most impressive thing, but it will be flush against other modulars, so not the end of the world in my opinion. So I really like the billboard. Again, here's that highlighted again, and then the front of the set looks great too. This is honestly one of my favorite modulars that I've put together. I feel like nostalgia definitely has a big reason as to why I enjoy this set so much, because when you compare it to the recent modulars, it's not really fair to compare them, but it definitely falls flat a lot when it comes to details. But this is also a 14-year-old Lego set, and I really like it for what it was at the time, and I still think it holds up decently today. So I give it like a solid 9 out of 10 for a Lego modular building of 2010. It looks a lot better than some of the other ones from that era. And now comes the exciting part of integrating it into the Lego City. I think it fits in perfectly. I'm really happy with how it looks next to Assembly Square, and I think this is the perfect modular to add to your city. It blends in really easily with some of the other modulars of this era and some of the new ones too. So that's why I think this set is so popular. It's also one of the most iconic ones too. It's one I always think of when someone mentions like a modular building. So now that we've got it integrated into the city, we've got an even more fun part, which is of course adding the minifigures to the display, and I'm excited to tell a lot of stories with this set. So let's just go ahead and get straight into adding the minifigures inside of this. The first thing we of course have to do is remove some of the tiles and replace those with jumper plates so that we can actually put minifigures on them without them just like falling down anytime I pick this set up. And so now here we have it complete with our minifigures here. I've got a lot of fun stories that I want to show y'all. The first of which are these mannequins outside of the Lego store. We've got people advertising Lego bricks, and I thought that was kind of funny. It was a good use of the Series 18, I think, collectible minifigures. We've got General Zod shopping over here in his pajamas, which I thought was funny, and we also have a Stormtrooper with his shopping bag too, so I liked those guys. We've got the Shocker and his goons stealing some stuff from the Lego store, so we've got the Cafe Corner Hotel over there too. We've got Black Panther and Ironheart chasing after the Shocker, and then we've got Cheetah stealing a diamond from the store, and we've got Wonder Woman chasing after her, so that was cool to include. Mr. Freeze has taken a part-time job as a window washer, and then we have Venom and Carnage fighting on the top floor of the Grand Emporium, as well as No Way Home Spider-Man fighting the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Electro, and I thought this was really fun to put minifigures on. I'm proud of the stories I was able to tell. We do have a few leftover minifigures that I won't be able to pose on the Grand Emporium, but we'll try and put them somewhere else in the Lego City, because why not? I feel like the more minifigures, the better. I want this to kind of have like a very chaotic energy, as it's a bustling Lego City. So we've got Nick Fury. We moved him over a little bit, and we put Lois Lane on the Grand Emporium, so we were able to make space for her, so that was good. And now what we'll go ahead and do is show off some of the other minifigures as they're like kind of integrated into the Lego City. Definitely looks a lot chaotic. I really like it though. It's a lot, but it's cool. I moved Spider-Man over here, and then we also added the Mummy in front of the museum to kind of fight against Indiana Jones, which I thought was kind of funny. We had to remove Orca, which we displayed in a previous video, but we have an astronaut outside who's very happy about the Explore the Future space exhibit, and then here's a look at Wonder Woman and Cheetah on the, I guess, second floor of the Grand Emporium, and then here's a look at some of the other stories we were able to tell too. I think it lines up really nicely with the Assembly Square, and especially the goat boat too, and I really like all of the details that we were able to include in the set. It just makes the set so much better, in my opinion. I like how spaced out it is too between the Palace Cinema, so it doesn't look too cluttered. We were able to add Bucky and Captain Carter fighting Red Skull and his goon on Assembly Square, so I'm happy at the end of the day we were able to fit all the minifigures I wanted into the city display, and we finally finished our LEGO city display. I don't really see any expansions coming soon because I don't have any room, and frankly the modulars are pretty expensive, so I feel like I should take a break from buying them as I've been getting a lot recently, but I'm very happy with this. I think I'll have a detailed LEGO City tour posted soon where we'll go much more in-depth than we did in this video, as this video is mainly just highlighting the Grand Emporium, integrating it into the city, giving a brief review, and just kind of building it too. So I think this was a lot of fun to get this set. It was a very nostalgic set for me, so I'm happy to finally have it 14 years later when it came out. But that is all for today, so definitely let me know what y'all thought of the set and the video down in the comments. Peace out, we'll see ya in the next one.